up every morning, that horse.
Yeah.
We'll get to work her every day. She moves so cool. It feels cool just to dry work her, you know. I think Justin Wright, he rode her when she was 2, had her real far along, had her head in a real good space. You know, and that's been key for that mare, keep her head in a good space. But this year it feels like she's gained a lot of maturity. We've been hauling her some for the world. That's really been helping. And, boy, I just feel lucky anytime I get to get up there.
Everywhere you take her, I mean, you won the BI on her. You've done tons of good stuff on her this year. I think you did good on her at the Ike. I mean, she's proven to be just an exceptional mare. She's fun to watch. I love watching her every time you show her, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks, man.
Jesse, what is your go-to bridle? Like if you're having trouble with a horse or you need to work on something specific, what's your go-to bit? Twisted wire snaffle, correctional martingale? What do you think here?
That's hard. I guess it feels like a lot of different stuff. Keep the bridle makers in business for sure. On that particular mare, on that particular mare, I got a Lee Francois bit. We call the French tickler. There at the house, and that's my main anchor for that mare. I feel like it gets her in the groove, and
there you go.
Kind of a cool little solid mouthpiece, swivel shanks.
Yeah, perfect. Well, good luck to you today.
Yeah, good luck,
Thanks,
man.
boys.
Go get him. If you'll stick around for our trainer shootout, like you saw Hayden and Matt doing. Jake, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
The Hansen spokesman today.
Appreciate
you guys
it.
are doing well at this show. You made the finals on How Do You Do. Your dad made the finals on her out at the Pacific Coast. I remember watching her in the finals out there. How's that horse been to ride and train?
She started out a little tough, but just the more we've been going down there in the show pen, the more solid, more confident she's been getting. And even here through the go rounds, she's been just getting better and better and better. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, I think you were in the last set yesterday of the semifinals.
Yep.
What was your mindset going in, seeing all those 16s on the board and knowing kind of what you had to do in that last set?
Hoping to just get over that 16 mark.
Yeah.
'Cause that's kind of where I stayed 16 and a half through the rounds on, and I just needed a little bit more to get in there. So just went out there, tried to cut the best cows I could and just try to make it work. It all fit together.
What does it mean to you to get into the finals?
A whole bunch. It's fun. I think tonight's going to be real fun going against my dad, and I'm going to try to give him a run for his money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, on all those horses you guys took out to the Pacific Coast. Your dad made the finals on 3 out there, won it on 1. I think it was second on another one too. Correct me if I'm wrong. How Do You Do? A couple of sweet little prime time. Your dad also made the finals on Hiss and Vinegar. How's Hiss and Vinegar been, and how long have you guys had that horse, and what's it been like to train?
So we started her as a 2-year-old. Jacob hadn't started her when he was over there, and she started out really tough. But after about 6 months, just taking it slow, getting her going, then she started gaining some trust in us, and now she's just been getting better and better.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, she works like she's really big, but you stand next to her and she's about as tall as up to your armpit. So
That's interesting.
Also, like Catamatics in the 5-6, your dad's on him, and there, what's he like to be around?
Easy. I mean, he's just like having a pet dog.
Just like Kelly, he's easy to be around as Kelly. For sure. Well, good luck today to both you guys, and we'll be rooting for you for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any other questions?
All right. Yeah, well, I was just going to say, so being that you were in the Limited Open as well, and you can see and look at this list and see all the incredible riders and horses we have, and what's going to be your game plan going down there late in the finals? And
go down there and kind of feel out the cows and see if I can cut the best ones I can and just try to make it happen.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Y'all go get them. Let's do the Cornhole Shootout.
Yeah. Grab your bags. All right, we got Mr. Jesse Lennox and Jake Hansen.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Who goes
won.
first? All right, Jake Hansen. Number 1. Ooh, close.
Smiley.
Ooh, they nailed it a little.
Deep.
1 point on the board for Jake Hansen.
Yeah.
2 point. Jesse's got some catching up to do.
Jesse.
I don't think they tailgate for hockey games.
There we go. 3 points. Oh! Skunked him.
Skunked them.
But Matt still holds the lead. That moves Jake into second. Matt Gaines's got the lead with 4 points. Jake's in second.
Lance Cooper. Pretty awesome day. Finals ahead. Smiley. We're going to welcome another guy. We got Lance Cooper on the show. Come talk to us a little bit about your dad's horse in the finals today. Steve-O's got another one owned by the Rose Valley Ranch in the finals.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Lance? How are you?
Good, how are
I
y'all?
know you're coming off a little knee injury. You haven't been riding much.
Sadly. Don't get a show at this cool event.
Yeah. Tell us a little about Faith, Caddy's Hope, and talk to us also a little bit about Havana Hannah.
Havana Hannah. We bought her at the fraternity 2 years ago. And we had her and she was a little behind, and so Gary really wanted her to show for himself.
Yep.
And a good breeding horse. Mm-hmm. And so my dad showed her, and he got along with her pretty well. And he had some better horses that he wanted to show here, so Steve didn't have the horsepower, so we let Steve show her throughout the year, and Steve's done great on her.
Yeah.
Made finals at the Derby, maybe?
I think that's right.
I think he made the Derby finals on her or something.
Does she stay over at his house or?
See, when we come into shows like this, we'll bring her home after shows, and then Steve will take her after that. And like going into these shows, we'll send her over there 2 weeks before. Steve will work her, show her at. He showed her at Silverado, showed her at those events, and Steve shows a lot of our horses. Like he showed Tears from Heaven.
Yeah.
That was
Small
Matt.
futurity
Yeah,
horse.
Matt Miller showed small futurities, and didn't do any good on her. But yeah.
Cool, man. Well, good luck to the Rose Valley crew today, and thanks for stopping by.
We
Section
appreciate
K
it,
Live.
Lance.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're the man, Lance.
No.
We're going to welcome two of our other finalists to Section K Live, Kacie Green and Jonathan Rogers.
Come on down.
Both these guys made
Welcome,
the
boys.
Super Stakes finals. We got Kacie Green on the Countess, owned by Kacie and Cody, and we also got Jonathan Rogers
Have a
riding
seat.
RR
Sit close.
Smooth Betty, owned by Terry Strange.
Sit close.
What's up, JR? How are you, man?
Hey, good.
Good to see you, man.
JR, what's going
Thanks so
on?
much for stopping by Section K Live.
How's it going, JR?
Live right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
live
We're
action.
spitting it out right on live.
Yes, sir.
Smile.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Kacie Green, a Section K recurring guest. JR, how was your horse working this
Well,
morning?
she's been good through the whole show. It's gotten better every round, I think. So I hope today's a little better.
What's your mentality going in, or your game plan?
Give her a spur bath. Yeah, we're going for it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what was your mindset yesterday in the semis? I think you were later on in the semis. What were you thinking kind of sitting up in the cow box?
Well, I didn't want to take the pencil away from the judges. You got to do the job best way you can and try to stay out of the penalty box. So that was my goal there.
Yeah, you made the finals on this horse at the Cattlemen's. You've had horses for Terry for a while. How's this horse been to train? And how's he been?
Well, actually, Clint McDaniel trained her, and we got her at fraternity, and she was right on track then. I just kind of went to showing her, so it got better every time.
So you're going to give a little Smooth Betty a spur bath. Does that change because your draw? I mean, you're late in the draw, or does it matter where
no.
you're at in the finals? Or?
No, just try to have some fun right here, and same thing again. Try to just do the job best way you can, smoothly, but I want to have fun with it for
sir.
sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well,
The
good
hard
luck
work's
to you.
done. You're gonna
Thank
have
you.
some fun.
Yes, sir.
Good luck. If you'll stick around, we're going to do a cornhole shootout. Greeny, what's up, man? Welcome
man.
back to Section K.
Yes, sir.
Casey,
Live
what's up?
version.
A
Live
lot of
version.
people enjoyed the interview that we had with you a couple weeks
Good
back. The Countess, owned by you and Cody.
Yes, sir.
What's it mean to you guys to make the open finals here at the Super Stakes on a horse?
Oh,
Wish you guys-
it's big. It's big. I mean, it's big no matter whether you own the horse or you're just showing them, but it sure helps the bills
Yes,
if you
sir.
own them. You know, I mean, yeah, it's good.
I've always been told that trainers make money showing and selling horses, so
Yes, sir. Yeah.
it's even better when it's
Yeah.
when
And
you're on.
the worst part is when your wife owns the horse, you got to do it showing them because you're not selling them. So, yeah.
When did you guys get this horse?
I got her in training as a 2-year-old. I actually broke her and started her, and we've had her the whole time. So we bought her. I tried to sell her to several people through the summer of her 3-year-old year, and couldn't really get anybody to commit on her. She got sick a little bit as a 2-year-old, so she was a little green, and had several people try her, and nobody actually just bit and went for it. And we got to the futurity, and Cody didn't have one, and we'd sold another horse, so I called the lady that owned her at the time, Catherine Adams, and we got her bought, and it's been ours since. Cody showed her at the futurity and got tangled on the first cut and missed the first cut, and that's the way it's been.
Is Cody going to show her here at the Super Stakes
Yes, sir.
as well?
Yes, sir. She'll be there.
Does that have anything to do with the schedule, or just it's her
No,
horse and she
not
wants
really.
to show it?
Not really. It's hers, and she's going to show it. She's just
Yes,
nice
sir.
enough to let me show it too.
There you go.
Kacie, on the day of the finals, when you get up to work the horse in the morning, what is your mind frame going into working the horse?
Don't mess anything up.
Be perfect.
Stay out of the
keep
penalty
it-
box.
You know, it goes back, like I said before, keep it simple. Don't get real complicated. I'm going to work her in the practice pen here in a little bit. We didn't work at home. I'm going to work her a little closer.
Yep.
So try not to get in a bind and just keep everything smooth, like JR said, and get on to the finals.
What flavor monster did you have this morning?
A white one.
Of course.
That's the only one there is.
Hey, man.
What goes
And
in,
2 donuts from the 7-Eleven.
Of course.
what goes into deciding to work her here in the practice pen versus at home?
Well, I've been staying in here, and we've been working in here the whole show, so I don't like change.
I understand.
Understandable. Well, good luck to both of y'all too.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
Good luck, JR.
Thank you.
Good luck, Greenie.
Y'all get behind the line. And
Thanks for the time, too. We appreciate it.
The leader has 4.
Okay.
Matt Gaines is our leader with 4. 3 in the hole, 1 on the board. That's how it scored.
How's it go?
3 in the hole, 1 on the board. 0 for nothing. Get it?
No, get out. I have been watching this on ESPN.
There you go. Stand behind the line now.
Oh, come on.
Reese,
We'll give him that one.
Okay.
Stand behind the line.
I got you,
JR.
man.
Ooh. Casey's got 1. Skated that one off.
money.
Oh. Little chirping back and forth.
While these guys are doing a little cornhole action, we're gonna get a little
Well, I ain't gonna get this one.
trivia question action.
Oh,
Does anybody remember?
Over it again.
Does anybody remember who the
Casey's got one.
2017 NCHA Super Stakes Open champion was? Great Stallion.
What's that, Matt?
2017 NCHA Super Stakes Open champion. Great Stallion. Who was it?
Come on.
All these Hall of Fame riders. There you go.
Behind door number 1.
CHC, Cap, Jonathan Rogers. Trivia question. Let's go, boys.
The answer was the Great Stallion hashtags and Tatum Rice. We're going to welcome our next 2 guests, Eric Magby and Phil Hansen. What's up, Magby? How are you?
How's it going, guys?
Phil, how are you? Good. Good to
Welcome.
see you guys. You want to bat leadoff, Magby? No,
You're good.
Well, you made the 5-6 Open Finals and the 5-6 Limited Open Finals on One Sneaky Bluegrass. What's your mindset? You already had a finals run on them. What's your mindset going into the finals today?
Just cut clean and try to do the best we can do.
Yeah. How's this horse been to train?
Pretty simple.
Simple?
Yeah, pretty easy. Cowie always wants to hunt that cow. It's
Yeah.
been pretty easy.
Eric, what does this horse mean to you?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got me in a lot of finals.
Seems like everywhere I go that you're at, I see you in the open finals.
222, 222 and a half, 224
He's been a good one.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, sir.
What's it mean being a limited rider and being in these open finals with a horse like that you've trained? And
It's a little nerve-wracking going
Yeah.
up against some big guys like that.
Yeah.
But it feels like a good accomplishment, you
Yes,
know?
sir.
yes, sir.
Well,
Well, perfect.
What's your go-to bridle if you're having a horse that's you're kind of having trouble with or kind of want to straighten things
It
out?
always feels good, no matter what it is.
Just all the
I
time.
just mix it up usually. Just depends on the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite bridle? Do you have a favorite bridle?
That you show in.
An elephant usually.
Elephant, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, good luck today for sure.
Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
If you'll stick around for the Cornhole Shootout. Phil, how are you today? We already talked to Jake today, but let's talk a little bit about making all these horses to the finals. Catamatic in the 5-6, sweet little prime time.
No. How do you do it?
Yeah, he was in the semis.
In the semis, sorry.
Hiss and Vinegar in the finals.
Hiss and Vinegar in the finals. You won the semis yesterday. How's Hiss and Vinegar been to ride and to train?
That mare's probably one of the easiest ones once we got her past just being so sensitive at the beginning as a 2-year-old. She just, from that point on, when she decided that we were actually her friends, that she's just been simple. Mare's so smart and Cowie, and half the time, like yesterday, I worked around one cow and I didn't think there was nothing else I could do.
Yeah.
Wow.
How could it get any better?
Yeah.
For sure. What's it mean to have Jake in those finals with you too on the horse
That's just a blessing. It's a true blessing that my family and my son can compete against me, and
Megan's here to enjoy it and cheer you guys on too.
Yeah. Megan will be here.
Your wife will be wound up, nervous like she was out in Vegas on all those horses you made the finals on. Talk a little bit about your crop of 4-year-olds this year, and kind of when did you realize that you kind of had a good batch of 3s last year, and that you were kind of knew that you could go haul these and go do good on these?
Well, it was a little bit late in the year. I knew what I had coming for Fort Worth, but it was just a little late figuring out on those small futurity horses, and they honestly felt a little bit green, and that's why I went that route. But they grew up immediately and figured out their jobs. And
I was out there in Vegas at the Pacific Coast Futurity, and you made the finals on 3 of those small futurity horses. Talk a little bit about preparing a horse for a small futurity and kind of what goes into that. Do you kind of push them earlier than the other ones, or?
And I try to train just the same.
Yeah, same.
So like the How You Do mare, we had started her. The others were latecomers in the program, so I wasn't real sure. That's why I say it took a little longer than normal for me to really know. But they came together, and we really had a good fall.
Cool.
Phil, what's your game plan on show day, finals day?
It's obviously we all want to walk down there and win.
Yes, sir.
But you can't walk down there trying to do that. I'm just going to walk down, cut the best cows that I think I got picked, and let it happen.
What are you telling yourself before you cross the line to go in there?
Be patient and smart. Just
keep your options open.
Yeah, don't force your cow to cut. If it's not going to cut, you better be clean. Just all those little simple things that usually we forget about.
Yes, sir. It's easy to do.
Awesome. Yeah, we didn't mention it, but How Do You Do It is also owned by the Hansen, owned by the Hansen family. Pardon me. What's it mean to have a horse that you guys own in the finals?
Well, this would be the first one that we've owned, and
quite the
my Jake has made a big finals on, and it's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, good luck to both you guys, and good luck to you, Phil, on y'all's multiple horses going today in the finals.
I appreciate that. Thank
yes,
you.
Sir. Good luck, Phil.
Thanks so much.
Thanks,
for coming
guys.
by.
Good luck,
Good job. Good luck, buddy.
And good
Cornhole
job.
Shootout
And
time.
good job.
All right, we got Phil Hansen and Eric Magby trying to decide who goes first. We got Matt Gaines with 4 points leading the way.
Gaines on the top of the leaderboard.
Eric knows what he's doing. Never mind.
1-1. Still 1-1. Phil with his last shot. In the hole. Oh, Eric. Tied 4-4. Now we got 3. We got more guys coming.
We'll get to that. We're going to welcome our next guest, Steve Alif. He made the finals today on Havana Hanana, and Radiation, owned by big league ball player, New York Mets left fielder Yoenis Cespedes. Steve-O, what's up, man? How are you? Welcome to Section K Live. First inaugural Section K Live. Steve-O, what's up, man? How are you? How are the horses working today?
They're excellent. They're good. We're ready.
Ready to go.
We're ready.
How's the drive in? Weather keep you a little bit, or?
It did. I was a little late, yes, because there was 2 wrecks. Unfortunately, people don't know how to drive in the rain.
It's a little
That's
tough.
Texas, man. It's not Ohio where it rains all the time. Talk a little bit about Havana Hannah and Radiation, kind of what they're like to work and kind of what they're like to be around.
Well, the Havana Hannah mare, she's really easy. You know, Cooper has had her, trained her, or finished her basically, and I showed her last year at the Derby, made finals on her at the Derby, and then at the Ike this year. And him and I, we can go back and forth with our horses. You know, we have forever. I've bought a lot of horses off of him, and you know, we're super good friends, and we just follow each other really good.
Yeah, soon you will see is one you guys got from over there, and you've done exceptional on that horse.
Yep.
Radiation, that's a new one. What's it like riding a horse for someone like Johannes, and how did you kind of meet him? How did you kind of get hooked up with him?
I haven't actually met him yet.
Yeah.
No, I've never even talked to him.
Cool.
He's got a manager that I deal with. He was supposed to be here today to watch his horse in the finals, but he couldn't make it because his manager told him that he had to go to the game.
He's hurt. He's hurt right now.
Yeah, he's on IR. So I was really excited to get to meet him, and I think it would have been really cool for him
in the sport
to own a horse and being there in the stands with everybody cheering and everything.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it would have been really cool, but he had to tend to his own business first.
What's your mindset today going to the finals, sitting up there in the cow box? What are you going to be focusing on, thinking about?
I'm going to be focusing on you know, the cows and cutting the best cows that I can and doing my job, which is cutting the best cows I can and also getting them cut clean. You know, that's the name of the game, is cutting. You know, we're going to cut some riskier type cattle to try to mark something, and you've got to cut them clean. If you don't, it's not going to go well.
What bride are you going to show Radiation in?
I do not know yet.
You do not know yet.
There'll be 3 or 4 on the rack.
Game time decision.
That's going to be game time.
Tell Lauren whatever she's feeling, or what?
No, I'll get on him, pull him around and something. Yeah. And that horse is a little bit. He's real talented. He's a really good horse, but he's a little bit mentally, like he needs to be in a good mood. And so that's what we try to do, is keep him in a good mood where he's wanting to do it. Yeah.
Does the jaw have any effect on your mindset when you walk down there to go show?
Not on Havana Hannah. I just want to have a clean run on her, and she's gonna be there. I know if I cut her good enough cows, I can mark something on her. My mindset, I'm fairly aggressive typically, so I know I follow Rolls Royce, and I know he's probably gonna lay one down. So my thought process is I'm gonna go try to beat him.
Yes, sir.
Well, there you go.
Steve-O, before you work your horse in the morning, what are you trying to tell yourself before you go in to work your horse in the morning?
Oh, just slow down. You know, don't change anything. Keep getting the same works that I've got to get them ready. You know, in the go rounds and stuff, and just don't overdo your work. Just be comfortable with it, and just don't overdo it.
Do you always like to work a cow on show day, or do you sometimes go back to the flag or the machine or anything like that?
I always work a cow, but I typically work the machine or the flag right before I show. And again, that helps me stay slowed down, because I tend to want to go, you know, and I've made that mistake in the past when I was younger, and I just try to keep everything slow and cool.
Well, the nerves in this type of a finals, I mean, you got to reiterate that while you're going down there and while you're showing in between cows, slow down.
Yeah, I do more, not necessarily nerves, because this is the fun part.
Yeah.
You know, but just wanting to win and wanting to try too hard.
Yep.
And I've taken myself out before trying too hard. So just staying calm and you know, doing my job, cutting my cows the best I can.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Steve-O, for taking the time and stopping by, and let's do your cornhole shootout.
All right, go Bucks.
Yes, sir. Go Bucks.
Thanks, Steve-O.
Thank you, Steve. Good luck tonight. All right, we got Steve Elhoff. We got a 3-way tie for first. Matt Gaines, I believe Phil Hansen. Is that right?
Ooh, Steve-O, 1 point.
Steve-O with 2.
He's been playing.
1 point, Lance.
Oh, 2 points.
Shout out, Steve-O. Chris Hansen, welcome to Section K Live, buddy. Took some time coming from Whitesboro, I bet, to... What's up, man? How are you?
How are you?
How'd it go at Whitesboro this morning?
Not so good.
Dang it.
Did you went and showed... Chris Hansen's hauling for the world, as well as has a huge string of aged event horses that he takes down the road. Chris, what's it like juggling, hauling with the Super Stakes schedule, and especially having your 5/6s and Open kind of going at the same time?
Oh, it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's just, it worked out today with the schedule and everything to go down there and show a little bit, so just a little extra driving, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
When working your horses in the morning, from your weekend horse to your age event horses, what's different?
Well, like just trying to stay slow with everything. With the Open mare, she's a little different. She's had a lot of runs, and you got to do a few tricks on her to keep her trying to stay pure. In the age event run, it's just trying to stay inside and accurate and not trying to get too worked up about it.
Yeah, Code Baloo is sired by Cat Baloo, owned by Charles Berger. Charles also owns Cat Baloo as well. You made the Arbuckle finals on this horse as well. What's Code Baloo been like to ride, and how long have you had this horse?
I had him his whole 3-year-old year, and he's a lot of fun. We hadn't had just all the luck that we wished we would have had on him, but he's a lot of fun to ride. He's got a lot of expression on the cow and things like that, and he's fun to ride.
You make the Open semis at the Futurity?
No, went out in the second go round.
Second go.
How has hauling helped you show these younger horses? I mean, showing Fancy Ray, she's trained, she knows her job. How has that helped you show these younger horses at these age events?
A lot of learning how to manage time, and a lot of feel, being able to realize when a cow's not going to work, to try to move to the best option available right there, and a lot of time management.
Are you going to use some of those tips and things you've learned in the finals tonight, or?
I hope so, yeah.
That's the plan?
That's the plan.
Well, sweet. Well, good luck today, Chris, and
awesome.
We wish you the best of luck. Best of luck to Charles, and let's get this Cornhole Shootout rolling.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you, Chris.
For the Beck's goodie bag, Chris Hansen. Got an awesome Beck's goodie bag to give the winner. Oh! More arc. More arc.
Oh! There it is, 6 points. We got our new leader, Chris Hansen.
Clubhouse.
We can't see the line.
He crossed the line.
We need people over there.
We're going to welcome our next guest, Austin Shepard, a.k.a. Big A. Austin.
The man.
The man, the myth, the legend. What's up, Big A?
How's it going, Big A?
How are you, man?
Good. How are y'all?
Welcome to
good,
Section K Live, man. Thanks for taking the time and coming by before the finals.
Oh, you bet.
You made the finals on Bama Jelly, owned by Madeline Colgrove, and Sir Longlegs, owned by Lou Hall. Talk a little bit about first Sir Longlegs. I remember you were reserve on him at the Futurity. I was fortunate enough to interview after you were reserve there, and won the Derby, I believe, the summer show. Talk a little about Sir Longlegs and kind of old Spanky, how he's been to train and what he's been like to be around.
Oh, he's been really good from the first day. We bought him out of the gala here at the Yearling sale, and Gerald Alexander rode him as a 2-year-old, and I got him as an early 3-year-old. And man, he's just been a pleasure. He's good everywhere, but he loves his pen.
Yes, sir. What about Bama Jelly?
Joel Colgrove raised him. His mother, Madeline, showed in the non-pro stuff through the aged events, and bred her a Bama cat and got him. And Dustin Gay, that works for Joel, he started him, and I've had him since the Futurity,
Yes,
I guess.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done well on him a lot. You made the Futurity finals on him. What's he like to be around? What's kind of his personality?
He just wants to please. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a really good horse. I mean, that's obvious that he's a nice horse, but he's probably as trainable of a horse as I've ever ridden. I have to be really careful working him. I actually just got done working him because if I work on one thing, when I show him, he'll overdo it. He just really wants to please.
What's it been like for you working your 4-year-olds and your 5/6s kind of through the first part of the show and kind of there not being that huge gap? I know you guys come in from Summerdale, Alabama, spend the whole month in town, and talk a little bit about what it's like being here and being here for that long.
Oh, well, I mean, as far as working them, I mean, I've just kind of, I don't work them every day, you know. I do when it gets close to show day, but my 5'6" Spanky, he had 2 or 3 days off this week and came back and worked in the last few days. But you know, we basically live, I'd say, 20% of our life here at this complex. I'm here 70 days a year, basically, and you know, and have been my whole life. I mean, the shows were a lot shorter back when I was a kid, but still, we came out here a lot, and you know, it's kind of a home away from home. You know, I mean, I feel, like I said, I feel like I live here.
Yeah, what was it like having Dad back here at the Super Stakes this year, and kind of having him back here with you guys for the show this year?
Oh, it was great. You know, he had a lot of health trouble last year, and just got well enough by the Southern Fraternity last year to get back where he could ride a little bit and show a little bit, and you know, to have him here to help me, and you know, he helped Cade when Cade won the fraternity, and it's perfect, actually.
Awesome.
What is between Bama Jelly and Sir Longlegs? Do you have a different game plan going into showing them, or do you try to keep the same game plan?
No, same game plan. I mean, just try to execute, try to cut the best cows I can cut, and opportunity is there. I try to win as big a check as I can win. If not, I'll back off and try to win as big a check as I can win.
Yes, sir.
You trained Bama Jelly's dad and mom, and is that correct?
Actually, Alan Crouch trained his mother.
Okay, but
I rode her probably as a 5-year-old on.
So what does Bama Jelly have that both of those have? Like, how is that a good mix? Because I feel like Bama Jelly is one of the great 4-year-olds we have going on, and Bama Cat, and so explain that to us.
You know, his mother was really fast. She was crazy, and he's a little touchy for a stud. He's not a real laid back stud, but he's real feely like she was and fast. But he probably got his mind from his daddy.
Here we go.
Awesome.
We got
Hey,
Michael Cooper
in the house.
making a little. Hey, get close there. You guys are friends. You can get close there. It's okay.
Is this the part where I pass it over?
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, good luck.
Oh, Mama Jenny. Yes, you have to be.
I feel funny.
Well, awesome.
Welcome, Michael Cooper.
Yeah, good luck today,
good luck
man.
to you
Thanks
today.
so much for taking the time. We appreciate it. If you'll stick
Hey, you
around
gotta
for
stay
the
there.
Cornhole
You gotta
Shootout.
stay there. Stay right there, man.
You're good.
Hand it off to Michael. We'll talk to Michael now.
Well, just stick around over here for the Cornhole Shootout. You're good.
Do I need to stand over here?
Now come get closer to us.
Oh boy, it's all about getting closer.
Cooper, how are you, man?
Good, how are
Thanks
you?
for coming over. We
Good.
appreciate it.
You can go ahead and shoot him.
We'll talk to Michael
You
while
can
you're
help us
shooting.
commentate while he shoots.
Red or blue? Going with the red ones.
I've seen him shoot before.
New is good, right?
Chris Hansen has 6.
Oh.
Roll Tide.
Ooh.
Oh.
No points.
Well, Michael,
Well, dang the luck.
you made the finals today on Caddy's Hope, and we were just talking to Steve-O. He made the finals on Havana Hanana, also owned by the Rose Valley Ranch. Talk a little bit about Faith and what she's kind of been like to be around and been like to ride.
Man, she's been extremely a cow smart mare. Don't matter if you know how fast a cow you cut. It don't seem like she misses a cow much. She's very consistent, and that's probably her main attribute.
Yeah, I remember you guys got started hot right off the bat. Won Abilene on her as a 4-year-old, and I mean, looking at how much she's won a ton.
Yeah.
And what she meant to Rose Valley and Gary specifically. I know he's in town to watch, and what she mean to him.
Yeah, he likes her a lot just because, you know, she has been so consistent, and then adding to those special new kitties, the Holly is Smooth, and that mare group that he does have, and that's what we're going to end up, you know, putting our program towards.
Is Gary going to get to show her here?
Oh
too?
yeah, he showed her one other time, and I think won a go around,
Nice.
and then couldn't show her in the finals, had to leave and something, but yeah, he's going to crawl on her again. He couldn't show amateur, so he just bought all non-pro slots to just go show.
So what bridle are you going to show her in today?
The mushroom.
The mushroom. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I like that. We've had some good bridle names so far on the show today, so that's another good one.
What's your game plan walking down there finals day on both these horses?
Man,
want to be consistent, and if it's going to happen, it'll happen by that last cow, you know, or the end of that second cow, and then you can either go for it or.
What are you telling yourself before you walk past the judges' stand?
I need to execute a good clean cut first of all, because if I don't get started clean, nothing else is going to happen. Right, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I think that's the name of the game on all of it, you know. To me, that's what I'll do.
Yes, sir. Well, good luck to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for stopping by, Coop. We
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Thanks,
Good luck
Coop.
today. Cornhole shootout time.
Yeah.
You need a new pair of sunglasses?
Yeah.
Number 1. Little deep.
Nope.
6.
Chris Hansen got 6.
Oh, here we go. 4.
Reserve. Here come our next two guests.
Clint Allen
and Spud Sheehan.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome to Section K Live. Clint, how's it going, man?
Spuddo.
So, Spud, what'd you have for breakfast this morning?
Well, I just had a little bit of toast.
A little bit of toast, yeah.
No, this is awesome.
Toast, a cup of coffee.
You guys can interview us.
Actually, speaking of that,
Terrible idea.
Caden, he had a little girl that he picked up after doing this podcast. You other two guys have been doing pretty good. I think it's just helping Caden out a little bit, aren't you?
Hey, man, whatever works, right, Spud? Whatever works.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spud, you're in the finals today on Candy Cat and the Cat Doctors for the Beach Fork Ranch, both sired by Highbrow Cat. Talk a little bit about both those two horses, kind of how long you've had them,
Clint,
and
what do you
they've
want to
been
do
like to
tonight
train.
when we get done?
Where are we going to have dinner? I think we had Silver Fox last night. Maybe maybe Del Frisco's tonight. See how the finals goes, either Del Frisco's or the Waffle House.
Del Frisco's or Waffle House.
Hey, Matt and Tatum are here. Spud and Clint, you guys can go ahead and shoot.
So, both of you guys have crossed over into the snaffle bit. Talk to us a little bit of the stuff you guys have learned from the snaffle bit and just what you've incorporated into cutting horses and riding these cutting horses.
Yeah, I think it's helped me a lot as far as like getting a horse a lot broker and just being more of a horseman instead of just putting a bridle on and pulling and kicking and just going back to the fundamentals and stuff like that. For me.
Yeah, a lot of the same thing. Just learning more about being a horseman and kind of getting those horses more broke and understanding softness and feel of what goes along with it instead of. We have a tendency when you're working cutters, you get off one, get straight on the next one. I mean, they spend a lot of time on those snaffle bit horses, and I trained myself to spend a lot more time on my cutting horses. Try to anyway, and get them more soft and more broke.
What was it like working with Corey Cushing and kind of you guys preparing for the snaffle bit and kind of him helping you with the reining side or the cow work side and kind of you helping him with the cutting side? What was that like, you guys working together?
It was embarrassing for me. I mean, I did some of it as a kid, but not in a long time. And when I went to Vegas for the pre-futurity, we were out there riding around, practicing stuff, and there's all these top guys out there, and he's yelling at me across the arena, "Put your shoulders back, sit up straight." Felt like I was this big. I mean, but to learn, you got to take that stuff. I mean, he's an awesome horseman, one of the best I know, and unbelievable teacher. I mean, we work together well, and we trade back. We talk a lot about things, and I look back last year, some videos I sent him when I first started doing it, and I feel like such an idiot from where I was then and where I am now. I still got a long way to go, but I mean, he's a talented horseman, and probably one of the most patient people with a horse I've ever seen.
Awesome.
Obviously, both of you guys are $1 million trainers and have been very accomplished in the cutting. Is it more nerve-wracking getting ready for the snaffle bit and showing one in that, or getting ready for the finals tonight?
Yeah, probably the snaffle bit because you're not as comfortable, whereas doing this, it's what happens really, I mean, whereas in that deal, you're not as comfortable under the pressure or whatever, so I would say that, for sure, where, this is kind of what you do every day, all day, and do a lot of shows and stuff, so you get kind of comfortable with it,
Yeah, it's a different feel too. I mean, I didn't make the open finals. I made the intermediate finals at the Snaffle Bit. That arena's got a totally different feel.
I bet.
When you walk in there on one horse and there's nothing else in there, and it seems like it's 1,000 acres. And then they turn a cow in there, and you got to go balls to the wall down the fence. I mean, it's an amazing feeling. I mean, I hope I get to do it in the open finals this year at the Snaffle Bit. I mean, it's just different feel.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
different feel. An amazing feeling too.
How would you compare the adrenaline rush going down the fence compared to doing this? Or, I mean, you've won a lot of championships all around the country and in this building. What's the adrenaline rush compared to that?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. They both get you pumped up, but I know my heart races a lot more when I get done with the fence run than I do after a cut and run. I sweat just as much, but
for sure.
it's still got a long way to go. But I mean, it's not as simple as I thought it was going down the fence. There's a lot more variables, and just like cutting a cow, it's setting the cow up, where to turn, how to turn, what that cow's doing. It's not just running down there and turning the cow. I mean, it's taken me a long time to learn that, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Well, it's been fun to watch. I've enjoyed watching you in the Snafflebit stuff, and you as well, Spud.
You guys are both head trainers for big ranches that are a big part of our cutting. Beach Fork Ranch just purchased part of Highbrow Cat. David and Stacy McDavid have also owned studs in the past. How did you guys approach them into also branching out into the cow horse stuff, and you guys being those cow horse trainers, basically?
My approach to it was I always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to do it just through my career and just never had time. And with the Snafflebit Futurity moving to Fort Worth, I saw a good opportunity. Stacy McDavid and Kip Moncrief are really good friends. Moncriefs have Snafflebit horses, and I approached it to Stacy. I was like, hey, let's get one, send it to Corey, train it, and then hopefully that was going to be my horse to go on and show. It ended up being too good for me to go show, so he went on with it. But that's how we got into it. And then I bought my own horse, and and told them that I was going to do it, and they were behind me. And then so we just kind of progressed into that, and they saw how excited I was and how it was actually helping my cutting program. And they were behind me 100% to do it, and just they come watch me show, supported me. I mean, it's been a lot of fun for them too, I think.
Also, being accomplished breeders, it's another avenue for their ranch-raised horses to end up in.
That's what we're kind of aiming for, is getting that crossover. I mean, those guys are riding just as well bred, if not better bred horses than we are. And 90% of them are cutting bred.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, kind of Kelly, he'd already kind of been into it. Boyd, he trained several for him before, and kind of when I was a kid in Australia, I kind of camp drafted. I never cut or nothing, and it was kind of like it. And Kelly said to me one day, he's like, "You think you can do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll give it a go," And I'd always wanted to, like Clint, which I knew nothing about it, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a go."
Figure it out.
So that's kind of how I got into it, and he really likes that side of it as well. Just it's a and he's got roping horses with JD and stuff like that. So he likes all sides of it. So yeah, it's kind of, and we sell a lot of horses to that, and breed kind of some for that. So if we're in it, kind of people are more familiar with you, and
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time, and good luck to both you guys today in the finals.
Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cornhole Shootout.
Take your places.
Those not even.
We'll fix
Yeah,
them.
you better even those. Yep. Which side are you going? Which side are you going? This side.
Yeah. Spudo, shot number 1.
It's on. It's hanging by a thread.
Mr. Allen. 1 right now. 0 if it falls off.
0 if it falls off.
You know the rules. 1. Swap them.
Trading.
With the touch.
2. 1 for Clint. 3.
3 and 1. Thank you, guys.
Good job, guys. We're going to go into our next guest, the great Tatum Rice and the great Matt Miller of EXP. What's up, guys?
Come on in.
EXP proudly sponsors the Section K podcast. Tatum, what's up, man?
Oh, not much. How's it going?
Pretty good. How was the drive in this morning?
Well, there was a wreck and it's a little slow.
That can happen when it rains in Texas, I've noticed. Hey, you made the finals on Miss Kitty Russell today in the Open Super Stakes. Talk a little bit about her story and kind of what you guys went through at the fraternity and kind of the disappointment there and what it's like to make the finals on here at the Super Stakes.
Well, we we raised her and trained her. I showed her mother, and so did Kylie. She was real easy to train, pretty simple. You know, not the most physical horse in the world, but pretty easy to work, pretty easy to show, and pretty stable about how she thinks about a cow. And you know, I felt like Kylie had a good shot to make fraternity finals going into it, and she literally 20 minutes before she was supposed to show was crippled for the first time in her life, so we had to scratch from the semis and did a surgery on her after that. She had a broken bone in her coffin, and so this is her first show since then.
What's your mentality being that this is her first show back from a surgery, and did you walk down there kind of just seeing what she was going to give you, or I didn't have, you know, much pressure or anything. I had that on my other horse, but I just wanted to show her and see what happened. I mean, I thought she would be solid and cut, but I wasn't really expecting to end up with a 438 and all of that sort of stuff.
What bit are you going to show her in?
It's got a kind of a spoon mouthpiece and swivel shanks. I don't know what it's called. I actually borrowed his at a pre-work before the fraternity, and then went and bought one. I got it from Kenny Kern. What's that bit called?
I call it a flat port.
Flat port.
He calls it a flat port. I call it the new bit.
The new bit. There you go. The new bit. Well, awesome. Matt Miller made the finals today on Metallic Smart Cat in the 5-6-year-old division. Like we talked about on the podcast, you're a recurring guest. Back-to-back reserve titles on this horse at the Summer Cutting Spectacular. Talk a little bit about Bud and kind of what he's meant to your program and what he's like to be around.
Bud's been a really good horse for me. He's been really snake bit. I feel like I should have won a lot more money on him by now than I have. I've had a lot of bad luck with him. He's always been really good at the shows, but I've always had hell getting him shown. Really easy horse to work. A lot of fun to show, big stop, big move. He gives you that feeling every time you go down there like you can be competitive.
Matt, the day of the finals, before you work the horse in the morning, what are you telling yourself?
With a horse like him that's 6, I mean, I kind of have him figured out, I think. Basically, it's just go through our same routine, the little things that I felt on him whenever I showed, try to address those a little bit, but mainly today the work was about just building confidence. I don't think I can change a whole lot in one day in one work, so I worked one cow on him this morning, tried to let him be comfortable, stopped him a few times and went through our normal routine, went and got in the spall, let him hang out for a while, so just kind of trying to keep it easy and basic for him.
Did he eat all his pro form this morning?
He ate all of his pro form.
That's good to know. I think
you're deep in the second set, and on a horse that you have had some success in this arena before. What is your mentality walking down there in this great field of horses?
My mentality will be that I'm just hoping that we have some cows left. Some of the riskier cows, we may have to take a little more risk being as deep as we are. You know, just hoping that we don't get stuck with some gentle black cows or something like that. Or a nice Hereford. But yeah, basically we're just going to go down there and try to have a good clean run and let it build, and if it happens, it happens.
Yes, sir. Well, good luck to both of y'all.
Yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Grab the cornhole bags.
The leader has 6.
Let's see if Matt Miller.
Tatum's already sponsored by Bex.
Yeah, Tatum doesn't need these sunglasses.
Yeah.
One bag each.
Well, Tatum Rice has got 4 points, and Matt Miller with one. This is not
Thanks
golf.
so much for coming by,
Highest
guys.
score
Good luck today.
wins.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
So here at Section K, we're all about bold predictions. So we're going to go into a couple of bold predictions that the Section K boys have for today's finals. First, Cody, what do you got winning, or who do you have to watch there in the 5-6 Open today in the first 2 sets at Cattle?
Well, obviously, we've seen a lot of these great riders in here, and we see these great horses that are all in the finals tonight. There's a couple that I have some close ties with, and I talked about them on the podcast, but I'm really interested to watch Wesley Gain show Hot Heels and Adon Van Wales show Race Style and Smooth.
Yes, sir.
Of course,
hey,
Bo
we
guy.
have Bo in here right now.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch Spud show the Cat Doctors and the Super Stakes. Excited to watch Phil Hansen show Hissing Vinegar today in the 5-6. Pretty pumped to watch Jesse and Sink I'm Hot. What about you, Colburn?
I'm excited to watch second spot.
Lily, shout out Justin Insurance, Beverly McGarry over there.
Lloyd, and Sink I'm Hot too, and Peepa Boom with Paul Hansma.
Yeah, Peepa Boone and Paul's definitely one. He's going to come go for it today. We got one last guest for you guys. We figured we'd save the best for last. Mr. Bo Gallion, welcome to Section K Live.
Super G.
I think everybody knows Bo Gallion. He's in the finals today on Rolls Royce.
Hello.
Hello, Bo. Welcome to the show, man. How did Royce work today? You worked him yet?
Yes, worked good.
Good. What's your mindset kind of going in today? You're first out in the second set. Who are you going to have settle your bunch?
Kacie Green's going to settle my bunch, and mindset's the same as probably everybody, to do the best you can.
Drive up and see what happens.
Did you work at home, or did you work at the practice pin here?
Yeah, I worked at home.
What goes into you deciding that?
Just the day before the show started, I was working in the round pen. It was working good. I said, let's just work at home every day. And so every morning we've got up, beat the rain this morning, which was good.
Does that change from go round to go round, or show to show, or is it just kind of how everything feels before it starts? Or
yeah, it can, depending on how the show's going. If it's going good, then it doesn't change. If all of a sudden horses don't feel good, then you're going to try to change something. And sometimes the horses matter a lot too. If a good horse seems to be able to work round pin, square, practice pin, flag, whatever.
Yeah.
What is it like to ride Rolls Royce?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. What is, you've ridden a ton of good stallions. I mean, everybody remembers you winning the 08 Futurity on Metallic Cat. That's the first Futurity I ever came to. Showed Metallic Rebel, also owned by Tom and Lisa Gwynn, who own Rolls Royce. What does Rolls Royce mean to you and your family specifically, as well to the Gwynns? I can't. Both those horses are unbelievable. What does Royce mean to you?
Rolls Royce to me is anytime you have a good horse, they always mean something special in their own way. But I think it's very cool because this horse is so different. Rebel and Stevie and Metallic Cat, those are physical, strong studs. This stud is very, he's made like a racehorse. He's very extremely hot. So it takes a lot to. It has taken a lot to get on the same page with this horse. Obviously, we had some success early last year, and it's off and on, and then we ended the fall very well. But I feel very comfortable now, finally, on the horse, where we can just kind of let him do his thing, and not be so worried anymore. That's a pretty good feeling, and as far as what he means to Tom and Lisa is probably just exciting for them, because they come off a high with Rebel, and then Rebel's retired, and then you go into breeding, and as Cody would know, there's a law of dead time there, and so this horse is keeping them excited and alive. Why they're waiting
on the Rebel babies.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's always special for a trainer too, to go off one horse and be able to have something else, and then to have something else like Rolls Royce to keep you that competitive and a chance to win at every horse show is pretty good for a training psyche too.
So
keep
when
the
did
confidence.
you realize that Royce was what he was? I know you had a little tough luck on him at the Futurity. I remember seeing him out at the Pacific Coast Futurity in October of his 3-year-old and watching you work him and knowing then that was one to watch that year. And I think you got smoked in the first go-round at the Futurity. When did you know that this horse was something special?
I would say the first time I saw him was Roy Stallcup worked him, and the fall before that I'd happened to went to a pre-work in Wichita Falls and met him. And so I saw him go by and we saw the horse work in the practice pen. I watched one cow and I walked down there immediately, asked him what that was. 3-year-old, can I work it? Yeah, we'll take him. You know, Tom and Lisa. Yeah, Tom and Lisa had never seen the horse. I called them. I don't really need another horse. I said, well, I'm going to buy him if you don't. You need to, I promise you. And so he did, and that was, you know, that's always cool.
Yeah, it's definitely worked out. He's one that we're all excited to watch, and good luck today, man. We'll be cheering for you.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you.
Bill, I got a quick question for you. When you're an amateur golfer, professional golfer? Amateur golfer. Obviously, there's cutting and golfing is a little the same, but a lot different. I mean, we get pumped up in these finals. Everybody's cheering while you're showing, and in golfing it's quiet and it's really calm. But is there things that you have taken from being an amateur golfer to, like, when you walk down there in these finals tonight when you're showing Royce? I mean, is there any, calming ideas or techniques or something like that? Or
Yeah, for sure. No matter how calm you think golf is or non-exciting, the inside is still doing the same. Nervous is probably the same for everybody. Nerves are nerves. And the one thing that I feel like I've always learned is try not to let others dictate what I'm going to do, meaning the crowd or, so you just do what you do and most of the time I find that other people will make mistakes trying too hard or getting out of their element or not comfortable, just kind of doing what they should or supposed to do, and the horse will take care of itself.
And like you said, do what you do well. You know what you can do and don't exceed your...
Well, it's not only myself. Everyone is capable on the right horse.
Yep.
And as everyone knows in this, that it's all about the horse. And if you do your job, you might be on a 25 horse. If you do your job and you mark a 19 on a 19 horse, then you've done your job and you're happy, and that's a win.
Mm-hmm.
And that win might look different if you're on the chatter, or if you just made the semifinals at the Futurity and that was the best that horse was capable of. That's a win.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you keep that perspective that you know that you and your team and you've done everything and you know what you're working with, and if you executed and did your job, that's a win.
Yes, sir.
I think that's a great mindset to have.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Well, good luck to you.
Thanks again, Bo.
Thank
we
you, guys.
appreciate
Shoot
it.
that cornhole.
Thanks, Super G.
You gotta go over there behind the line.
He said, whoa.
Behind the line. We've already had some people stepping over. Yeah.
Three.
First shot. 4.
2 more bags to go.
He's catching up, Chris. I don't know if Chris is still here.
Yeah.
Leaderboard 7. He didn't even have to shoot. You didn't even have to shoot.
Bo and I played some cornhole at the BI. There it is.
Is that 8?
8 points. New leader, Bo Gallion.
Super G.
Watch out.
We got time for one more guest. The weather kind of held him up, but I think everybody's excited for this guy. Made the finals today. It's going to be his first Open Finals in Fort Worth.
Cody Green.
Cody Green.
How's it going, Cody?
Legend of the Payne Ranch right here. Good to see you. Good to see you, man.
Oh, thank you.
Cody,
Sorry it took so long.
No, you're good, man. The weather, we understand.
Old James, we had to work 3-year-olds before we left, so.
Of course
Hammer, he is a slave driver. That's why he's in these finals too, though.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them in there, so it's been real blessed.
Yeah.
Very blessed.
Yeah, all 3 of those horses are owned by Kathleen and one owned by Ty.
Yes, sir.
came from the Payne Ranch. James and you have been riding these horses. What's it mean to you to kind of step up and be able to make an open finals with all these guys and be in the same company as the guy you're working for?
Honestly, I don't know that it's really even sank in yet. It's unbelievable. It's unreal. I really don't have great words to describe it. I wish I did, but I just don't.
What does it mean to you?
Oh, it means
just all the hard work.
Yeah,
going and getting to this point.
You know, definitely. You know, like in the summer when you start at 2 and you're just grinding and it's just miserable. You know, and you walk down there and you give it everything you have, and your horse is there for you, and it just works. And it's just for me, it was very emotional. I know that.
Yes,
it was the allergies, the dust in there got my allergies.
Air quality and the Will Rogers, no offense to the
It'll get you.
It'll get you, for sure. Yeah, no, I talked to you both days after you made the semis, and you were absolutely tickled to death to just being there in the semis. And then after you marked that 19.5 yesterday, I saw you right after it. Just that raw emotion. I mean, that's why we do this, man. Like I've been to a lot of these shows and see you in the back and see you and John out there busting tail with Nadine or watching Max, doing whatever's got to get done to make sure that things are in order for the Payne Ranch, and it's just cool to see all that hard work culminate and see. I mean, you worked at 219. You were right there at the top of the semis. Like you weren't bubble watching yesterday. It was like you were in, man. Like what was that like? Kind of just knowing immediately that you were in. There was no worries. Like it was done.
It was it was unreal. It was I keep using that word, unreal, unbelievable. You know, and it's not possible without that whole team there. You know, we're all a team, we're all a support system. You know, I'm just as glad for the rest of them, you know, because the little success that I've had, you know, that's just a reflection of the whole Payne Ranch. You know, that's James's and Nadine. You're not going to outwork those two. I mean, nobody can. And Johnny's right there with everybody, and it won't be long before Max is. You know, Max will be sitting on his couch, and when he gets to working them 3-year-olds, James will fire me, and, you know, Max will be in there. And I think James and I both might be looking forward to that day. So.
Hey, what's Kacie Cat been like? I know you showed it at the Futurity and also showed it here. How would you say that horse has changed kind of since the Futurity when you showed it there?
Oh, I mean, she's definitely matured, just a hauling that we've done with her. She's a very simple horse. I know I've heard probably lots of guys say their horses are simple, and she is. Great athlete, obviously, cow horse, and she just wants to go to the spots, and she allows you to ride to those spots. And you know, she's one of the grittiest horses I've ever been around. She's got so much heart and try that whenever you call on her, I know yesterday I had to call on her pretty good about those last 10 seconds, and she was right there. She was a gamer. She was for it.
Cody, what are you going to be telling yourself when you're walking into the herd today?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know. We could be out there cutting butterflies tonight, and I'd probably not know any different. As big a wreck as I'm going to be, but I got James and Taryn in my corners getting me out, and they'll keep me grounded and keep me focused. You know. So just grateful for them.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time, Cody, and good luck today. I know everybody here is thrilled for you, and we'll be rooting for you.
Hey, thank y'all so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
good luck, buddy.
Shoot your cornhole shots real quick.
After Bo just put a 20 on the board, now I got to shoot cornhole after him too.
Hey man, it's gonna be like that in the finals too. You got to watch out for them all. We'll move over.
Go to the other one.
Go to the red one. He's like, no, I like the challenge.
Uh-oh. Starting it off.
All along. That's 6.
In the hole for the win. Oh!
7.
Good job, Cody. 7. Second place, though, right?
Second place. Well, that's gonna,
second place.
That's going to do it for Section K live from the NCHA Kit Kat Sugar Super Stakes. Be sure to visit BecksSunglasses.com today and enter KPOD, that's KPOD at checkout, to receive 20% off your next product order. So be sure to check out Becks and go check out all their cool sunglasses and all the great apparel they have on becksunglasses.com. Once again, big thanks to cuttinghorsecentral.com, NCHA, and all the supporters out
Kit
there.
Kat
And thanks
Sugar.
for tuning in. We're
Thank
looking
you,
forward
guys.
to everybody coming out for the Super Stakes finals today.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Thanks
We'll see
again.
ya.
We'll see you guys down the road.